So thank you, Elisa. I'm Valentina, as said by Susanna before, and together with Selenia from FVA New Media Research and Gloria Consoli from CNR, we will present you the formats that BlueMissionMed developed to inspire and inform citizens and youth. So the first tool we want to present today is the book for kids titled Our Blue Treasure. So this book has been developed with the aim of fostering citizen engagement and their understanding of the impact of their daily actions on the health of the ocean and waters, but also likewise the impact of the water's well-being on our lives. The book, as you can see also from the graphical design, is targeting children aged 6 to 10 and has been designed to educate them about ocean and water literacy in a fun and engaging way. In particular, the book simplifies complex ideas into colorful and interactive content. In fact, kids can interact with the book by attaching stickers and can really take an active role. So by placing stickers, they understand that their action will change a situation, and so their actions have a real impact on the ocean and waters. Of course, the book can be used also by younger children with the help of adults like teachers, educators, siblings. So it's very inclusive also in this sense. The process of the creation of the book lasted like over a year and involved several phases. So we started from an in-depth scientific research, and then we developed the concept, the narrative, and illustration. And of course, the final goal was to ensure an educational, engaging product for our target children. Of course, every written contents and every illustrated piece have been scientifically validated and also pedagogically validated by the partners of the BlueMissionMed consortium, who really bring extensive expertise in the various fields that are covered in the book. The book has been translated into several languages. So English, Italian, Greek, Spanish, Catalan, Maltese, Turkish, French, Arabic, and Portuguese, and is available both in print and in interactive online version. The Portuguese is available only in the online version because it has been translated later. In the interactive online version, so the digital version, is really interactive, so children can have the opportunity to drag and drop stickers, so enriching the learning experience and reproducing exactly what can be done physically with the book in their hands. In terms of contents, in these slides you can see all the contents that are present in the book. So the first page is about discovering the blue, so real concepts of ocean and water literacy, like the hidden world of microscopic life in a drop of untreated water, or that waters cover more than 70% of our planet. So it's really introducing different concepts of ocean and water literacy. The second page focuses more on climate change and biodiversity in the ocean and water. So the effects of climate change on the ocean and waters, but also the importance of ocean and waters to mitigate climate change, and also the important role of the biodiversity and why we should preserve the biodiversity in ocean and waters. The third page, called An Ocean of Opportunities, is instead focused on explaining the concept of blue economy to kids, and so make them understand that there are a series of activities revolving around ocean, waters, sea, rivers, coast, etc. There is then a page dedicated to the threats to the ocean and waters, so plastic pollution, microplastic pollution, noise pollution, overfishing, illegal fishing, chemical pollution. So this page really collects all the threats that put our ocean and waters in danger. However, this page, as you can see, still is very colorful. So the idea here was to really pass the messages without really make the message too heavy. So the idea was to let's say keep the message light for the kids and not make them scary. Finally, in this page, what we can do to protect the blue treasure are reported all the actions that the different actors can do to protect the ocean and waters. As Elisa said before, BlueMissionMed is a project that really connects all the stakeholders. So for sure, at the center of the page, there are citizen youth, and so the kids that will be reading the book, and which actions they can do to contribute to protect the ocean and waters, but also all the other actors involved in BlueMissionMed, so research, industry, tourism, cities, ports, shipping, aquaculture, agriculture, and fisheries, but also policymakers. So the actions that each of this category can put in place to protect the blue treasure. Of course, in the book, there is also a page dedicated to games, offering a variety of activities to the kids, so to reinforce their learning to play and also to foster their emotional engagement and empathy for the ocean and waters. And also a glossary page in which the more complex terms are explained to the kids with very clear and simple definitions. Finally, a page is dedicated to the kids, so they can create their own island by placing stickers. So while in all the rest of the book, the stickers should be placed in a certain way to complete the messages, in this page, the kids can really place stickers freely, unleashing their creativity and creating their own personal blue treasure. Now, together with the book, we are developing an educational package to facilitate the adoption of this tool by teachers, other educators, communicators, and everybody that really would like to use the book as part of their educational practices. So this is an invitation also to our participants. If you have educational practices, activities with kids, you may be interested to adopt this tool. We already tested in Capraia Island with kids from 5 to 13 years old. We already tested a 2-hour laboratory with kids, and this laboratory included a narrative, pedagogical guidelines for each page of the book, experiments and games and labs to keep engaged the kids, and tips for educators that can be easily replicated. As said, this experiment was a real success because we were really able to engage children spanning an age span really big, like from kindergarten to middle school, so to 13 years old. Here is a glimpse into some activities with kids that we have done in various EU countries, thanks to the collaboration of different actors and different partners. And just to close with the next steps, so what's next? Up to now, already many museums, aquariums, schools, science communication centers are using the books in their activities, and this makes us very happy and proud of the development of these tools. And we are now looking for developing a more extensive educational package that could be developed in collaboration with other projects and initiatives, but also with educators interested in developing this educational package. So please let us know if you're interested in this. And we're also looking for collaborations to print additional copies in languages that are already available, but also to translate additional languages. And also deploy the book in various contexts. So if you have context in which you would like to use the book, feel free to do it. And then develop teaching materials around the book, also with the help of other projects and initiatives or other collaborators interested. So with this, I leave the floor to my colleague Selenia, that will talk you about the large-scale event toolkit and the hands-on labs and games to engage young people.
Thank you, Valentina. So, of course, together with this book, we also developed, let's say, a package for the large-scale events, and you will also find some formats that are integrated in the book and can be replicated, such as this infant educational installation that we implemented during several large-scale events, targeting the general public and specifically with formats to engage young people. And these formats were designed with the aim to catch the interest, inspire, and inform about the importance of the ocean and waters for the ecosystems. But of course, we also highlighted the pressures, the risks, and the challenges, and how we could and should take a role to protect our blue treasure. Of course, this was also a way to make citizens aware about the mission and ocean and waters objectives. And this installation is composed by 30 Polaroid style info cards with pictures and key messages that basically were hung on a recovered fishing net, just to give this, let's say, artistic installation to showcase these important messages. And of course, this installation can be complemented with waste collected during beach cleanup and plastic fishes that can be created with kids during the hands-on labs. In the next slide, I don't know why I can. Okay. We also see that the info educational installation can be coupled with other activities that can consist in hands-on labs. For example, we involved the researchers during the Researchers Night that we implemented here in Italy, in Rome, that were showcasing the kids micro and nanoplastics found in the fish's stomach, but also the fish labs was an effective way to engage kids with creative and craft, let's say, activities. But we also hosted in our booth partners or third parties that were implemented innovative solutions to prevent, reduce, and mitigate pollution in the ocean and waters. And this was super effective also to make the exhibition more attractive and engaging for all the participants. So also for parents that were together with the kids. Here you can see the cards that are coming together with the info educational installation, and we've implemented several linguistic versions already in the BlueMissionMed, thanks to the collaboration with our partners, and we've already implemented this kind of info educational installation in different countries. This format, of course, is open to further translations and implementations by third parties, and at the end of the presentation we will also provide you with the direct links to download and customize this cards. Here we can see another very engaging tool that we developed, which is called the emotional wall. And in this case, the aim is to promote the emotional engagement and the connection with the ocean and waters. So we basically asked participants, and especially younger generations, to take an active role and to make their voices heard and share their emotions towards let's say, the ocean and waters. And of course, this was also a way to call for their artistic way to also communicate through drawings and also through messages. Here you can find some examples. And of course, this also was implemented several times during Maker Faire, Researchers Night, and other large-scale events. The hands-on labs, of course, are a way to engage through an experiential learning activity kids and encouraging their manual skills and craftsmanship. This was done through the creation of marine creature using recycled and recovered plastic or waste. And this was a way to also deliver the educational message behind the presence of plastic in the ocean and waters, and to call for, let's say, the importance of recycling and proper waste disposal. The trigger message behind this experiential lab was that by 2050 we could have more plastic than fishes in the Mediterranean Sea. So is this what we really want for our future? And this was complemented by other hands-on labs, such as the building of wind chimes with sailboats, or the building of their own lighthouse, of course, making a parallel with the lighthouse concept behind the mission Ocean and Waters. And also in both cases, we were using discarded material to also deliver this message around the importance of recycling and proper waste disposal. Another way to engage the large public in general, so also high school students, but in general, all participants that were coming to our BlueMissionMed booth, was to challenge their knowledge through quizzes. And this was a way to stimulate reflection and discussion while we were triggering with specific engaging questions. And we were using Mentimeter to challenge the participants as a way to also increase their knowledge by playing. The Escape for Future, okay. The Escape for Future experiential game, it was a very innovative format that we co-developed together with the Jambi project, which was a project specifically aimed at involving younger generations and let's say it was focused more on the bioeconomy education. So we basically co-created with an Italian high school classroom in chemistry this Escape for Future, which blends green and blue education through 6 interconnected enigmas and challenges related to sustainability and to plastic pollution. And this was very interesting because, of course, it was an immersive learning experience for them. And high school students was really involved also as facilitators in the game, and through peer-to-peer learning, it was also effective for them to deliver educational messages to the younger students that were from primary schools and classrooms. Finally, these are the 2, let's say, direct links that we will provide you at the end of the hackathon, where you will find all the formats that we've presented today completely in an open source let's say, available for replication. So going to the resources section under our BlueMissionMed website, you will find the link to the 2 documents, in which we will find all the materials that we presented, but also tips and instructions and guidelines on how to implement these formats in your large-scale events. So we are really also curious to know whether some of you will in the future implement this format in different events. So with this, I'm done, and I will leave the floor to my colleague Gloria from CNR that will present you the Citizen Science Toolkit.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I am Gloria Consoli from CNR, and now we are talking about a specific toolkit for citizen science. This toolkit was designed for this important project, this citizen science project that called Piccoli grandi scienziati e cittadini crescono, because it's an Italian project that in English is Little Big Citizen Scientists. And this project is for secondary school. This project is important because with this project, Italy joined an international campaign, Plastic Pirates campaign, that aims to monitor riparian and microplastic pollution of European rivers. Of course, the general purpose are to raise awareness of water issue, engage young students in STEM and outdoor learning, and strengthen their civic sense and connection to the local rivers through sampling activities. So we know that citizen science is learning by experience, and I think that that is really important, and this toolkit could be a medium for students to raise awareness and to learn. All schools that participate in the project received teacher trainings and the toolkit. Can you put the other? Thank you. The toolkit is a real box. So I think that it's really important. So it's not only a booklet with, of course, the sampling protocols, but it's a real box. And inside this box, we put different scientific tools. For example, measuring the cylinders, pH test strips, nitrate, and chlorine measuring strips, digital microscope, and of course a manta net for microplastic sampling. And I think that it's really important, and I want to highlight that it's really important that this is a big box, and each group, each school have this real box to start this citizen science project. The next slide. Okay. And why it is so important? Because of course it's important for the teachers, because they can use these all the tools and all these no expensive scientific tools to explain protocols and to through the correct path and the correct steps during all these different sampling on the rivers. So it's really important for the teachers, but at the same time, it's important because this toolkit creates a sense of belonging to the project, because it's a really I don't know, I think that it's a good graphic box. So when you walk around the city to reach the sampling point, all the people can you ask what is this, and you can explain your citizen science project about this toolkit. And you can do also the same things, for example, exactly peer-to-peer, to explain the protocol sampling to other classes, to other students through this toolkit. And of course, maybe the helpful things is that through these scientific tools, students can do a real experience, so can do a real scientific experience. I finished. Thank you so much.